Good morning, welcome to Planet Mojo. Today I'm going to be installing the doorbell, the porch light, and the mini split shutoff. We have our temporary power hooked up, which reminds me I need to unplug the more permanent temporary power. In a couple of days, I'm going to be hooking that up. We'll be taking this out and hooking it up properly. But until then, it's temporary power. What I did right there was shut off the power to this box. This other temporary power powers this heat right here and the lights, which is all I need to work. Okay, if you watched yesterday's video, I actually did all of yesterday's work without filming. I put in the last of the breakers. I set up this temporary shelf, moved this over. Today, I need to get that doorbell in, but first I need to move the doorbell line to its own hole. Don't absolutely need to, but I'm going to. So I gotta figure out where that's gonna run. Yeah, see, I don't want it going through that hole with the power line either. And that's going to make things difficult. Okay, let's get set up, and looks like we'll start by drilling some holes for the doorbell line. Hooking up the doorbell itself should be pretty easy. It's going to be 2 wires, I believe. We have the instructions in the addition part over there. We'll check those out when we get to it, but for now, let's just reroute this wire. Okay, now I'm gonna attach the wire there, put a few staples over here. Where is, okay, it's right there. and then go straight across, and we go down at an angle and then down through here. Then it's gonna loop over, and hopefully I'll be able to remove this and go straight into here with it. Actually, I don't have to go through that at all. I can come right up to here. We'll see once we get to there. Let's start threading this through the holes. Alright, I'm going to have plenty of wire. What I'm going to do is drill through right here. I need to have the transformer right in this area, and I'll drill through right here. Okay, that is going to work. Alright, so I'm going to wire up my temporary box with the transformer. Then this has to be wired between the transformer and here, and then from here through this wire to the doorbell. So we'll get that wired up real quick, and then we'll install the doorbell on the outside. Okay, I got this all wired up. Let me explain this real quick. Basically, it's just an outlet wired up, but you have this nipple going in there from the transformer, and that's wired up. It's pigtailed to all that stuff. Then you have a line coming out. It doesn't matter which screw it's on. A line coming out and going to the transformer here. And then we have this receiver also hooked up. This is for the video doorbell. It's hooked to both of those, but generally you wouldn't have this on there. You have a line coming to the terminal marked transformer, and then you have front and back. So this next one goes through the wire and then to the doorbell, and then there's a wire coming back from the doorbell, and that one goes up and goes back to the transformer. And normally your doorbell, when you push the doorbell, all that does is complete the circuit and this chime will ring. But unfortunately, with the video doorbell on there, the chime is not going to work, because the video doorbell connects the circuit and does not allow the closed circuit that this needs to ring the chime. But it will ring itself, and I'm guessing it only makes noise out here, so I really don't know what it does in the house, if it rings your phone or what it does. And it may actually ring the chime, I don't know yet. This has to be initialized with the software. Where is that? Yeah, once you're done hooking everything up, you have to scan the QR code and get it set up. So it may operate the chime after all, and it may have an option to operate the chime or not operate the chime. It'll be pretty interesting to see exactly what it does, but once she gets it set up, she'll have the video doorbell. Got to get some privacy shades here so she can see who's at the door. Not many people are going to come to the door way out here in the middle of nowhere, but she really wanted a video doorbell. Okay, now, like I said, this is going to get mounted sideways to the side here, and this wire is actually going to go to another one up here, and then it'll have a different wire going to this one. I'm not going to be able to do all that, and I'll finalize all this stuff as well once we get the drywall in. But for now, this is how it's going to remain, just like this. So we got plenty of wire to wire a box right here. I don't know if I said this yesterday or not, but we got drywall going here and then a wooden frame on the outside of the drywall. So it's going to be another 1.25 inches thick. So this will have plenty of room to connect to the sidewall. Where is that plug? Yeah, this right here for the router. Yeah, that's unfortunate that it's sideways like that and it doesn't turn. We will probably have to get a different one. We'll just look at the volts that it puts out. I can't really see that in this light. Maximum 0.7 amps. Yeah, it really doesn't say. 1.12 volt, 5 amps. But we'll get something that will plug in and goes outwards. All right, next thing to do is to install the porch light and get that tested. We'll have to hook up a switch on here temporarily, and that may be all I can do today. It took a while to get this doorbell done. Here is our porch light, and this cover for the chime. Not sure that I'm going to put that on or not. This is all the stuff that came with both the chime and the video doorbell. Lots of stuff. Don't need most of it though. Okay, so let's get this installed. I think I'll clean it first. Okay, I have the light ready to go. It's got this flimsy little ground, and I strip off a little bit more of the insulation. And then out here, I have the shallow box that I installed long ago. And this right here, this little bridge, this comes with the unit. And basically, you just gotta hold the unit in place and get your wiring done, and then put these little nuts on the outside. Easier said than done. I may have to go get a little step stool. I was hoping to do it from the ground because I don't want to run all the way over to the shop. Oh, I do have this one here. Yeah, I'll just take all this stuff off of it. Maybe not. All right, it's about 17 degrees out. It's pretty darn cold out there. And it's kind of hard to do this with gloves on, so hopefully this goes quickly. See, basically, you have to kind of hold it up in the air and get everything wired. Then slip these through the holes in the front. Hopefully you're seeing that. I don't know if I got this thing aimed right. But usually this ground connection will hold the weight if your unit doesn't weigh that much like this one. Big dummy. Got my wire nuts out of reach. Oh. My ladder's slipping. Beautiful. It's not real easy to connect this flimsy stranded wire to solid wire. That should do it. Everything doesn't have to be 100% in the box because you have this big void behind the unit itself. Tiny little lock washers and the nuts. These aren't going to tighten up all the way. Unbelievable. I'm going to have to come out and nip the ends off of this. I don't know why they made them so long. There's really no way to adjust them. I could put a shorter screw on there as well, but or just put a regular nut on there and paint it black, which is what I think I'll do. I probably have some little nuts like that. Let me go check. Got this kit of all these electrical screws, but there's no nuts. But I'm sure that there's some laying around somewhere. I'm not going to be able to do that now, but I will do it. I need to find a switch. Thought I had some right there. I'm going to need to find a switch and get this temporarily wired up and test it out. Okay, the sun is almost down. It would have been nice to test this out at night. I'm not sure if you can see that or not. Yeah, you can see that. The porch light is working. So I just got to get some nuts for that to tighten it up tighter up against the house, and I'll either shoot some shorter screws on it or cut those screws off at some point just when it's not so darn cold out. Okay, that's gonna wrap it up for today. Kind of a short video, but I did get a lot done. Doorbell's done. That just has to be programmed. The porch light is installed and temporarily wired, and all of this communication stuff is all in the communications area, and I have the temporary outlet wired up. And the last thing I did was get this 20 gauge wire right here. Our shutoff is going to go right through the wall there somewhere, and I'm not going to be able to do that tonight, but this is what that is. This really needs to be centered on things that aren't there. It's got corner trim, or the building will have corner trim, 4-inch corner trim, and then where the buildings meet, right in here, it's going to have 1-inch J molding. This has to be right in the middle between that. I have that all figured out, but yeah, I got to get out there and drill this hole right here, which has to be about, roughly a 1/4 inch deep, and then this will push into that hole. Then I can mount the box onto the building, and then I'll pull the wire through, get it connected, and we'll be 100% done with all of the sub-panel wiring. I'll be able to put the cover on this box, and whenever I need to get out of circuit, I can just use the breakers. Good, good, good. So tomorrow I'll be installing this. I'll be wiring the 3-way switch to get that tested. That is going to be here and at the door. I could put the thermostat on. This and this go to the thermostat, but I really don't need to do that. I could test it by connecting the hot wires and see if it's hot over here. I should do that. I want to make sure I don't need to do anything with these wires in the wall. Yeah, I'll test that out too. And I'm going to get outlet put in here. That way I won't need the temporary wire, this wire that goes through the door. I won't need that anymore. I'll just be able to plug this heater right into there. Same thing with this other stuff. And then as I put the drywall in, I'll be putting the outlets and stuff in. So no problem there. We'll be able to plug stuff in anywhere. And then we have the comm outlets. I thought I had covers for those. I believe I do, but those got to get tested as well. And to do that, I just need to plug these in to the router and then test it with something. I don't really have, I don't know. I don't have anything to really test it with. I'll have to borrow somebody's laptop. I don't have a laptop or anything like that, but we'll get them tested. And that'll be it. I believe right after that, I should be able to finish up the insulation. We have just these 2 bays right here, and then we need a bit more foam right here, and that's it for that. We're going to drywall all the way around. Yeah, I guess we're going to be drywalling this stuff too, but I have work to do here. I got to cut the wall open and then put my little stub wall on this side, and then mount this and the thermostat inside here. Well, actually, I've been rethinking that. I'll probably mount the thermostat on this side and then the switches on this side. I'm going to have to think that over a little bit more tonight and finalize it, but we are moving along. Okay, more wiring to do tomorrow, so if you want to see that, make sure you subscribe and click on the update icon. If you have any questions or comments, make sure you put them in the comment section below. And if you share the video and or give it a like, it helps the channel out greatly. Thanks for watching and have a great day.